Hi, and welcome to Schmooze with Suz. I'm Suz Montgomery, your host, and we haven't seen you for a while, so we're really glad to have you back with us. Got a really great show today because I think a lot of you have been watching, if you live in the city of Ventura, what's going on. And what's going on is with my first guest, Elena Brokaw. Welcome, honey.
Hi, so great to be here.
So good to have you back. Elena is the interim executive director, correct?
Correct.
So what does that mean? What exactly do you do?
At the Museum of Ventura County, I have been there for just about 6 months. I'm there for another year, and I direct all the day-to-day operations, all the strategic planning, everything that goes on at the museum.
And picking up pieces along the way.
Oh, yes, yes.
The museum's been, wow, you guys have gone, and well, I was looking at the data on the historical data on the website. 1913?
1913 was established, yes.
And originally at City Hall?
Yes, originally at the county courthouse.
Okay.
Which was actually built in 1913, so we're the same age as the county courthouse. It was the original collection was the collection of Dr. Cephas Bard.
Okay.
Bard Hospital.
Bard Hospital?
Up on Polai Street.
Correct.
Which, by the way, now that I work at the Museum of Ventura County, they tell me it's pronounced Polly Street.
I've been hearing that lately. What's the big...
Let's start a trend.
Okay, you're not. Okay, you've got 69 years. This might be a little challenging. Okay,
you got enough. You don't want to take on
Polly
that
is like
project.
Italian.
Oh, I don't know.
I believe it probably is. So maybe we could start a new trend.
Yeah,
there we go.
Exactly.
The Italian American Club in town, which we are members of, probably could adopt that. We can do that.
Okay, see if you can get that as a policy.
And could we have
policy
like dinner
consideration
parties around a theme or something? Could we do something like that?
Of course we can.
Excellent. Anything for a party.
There's dinner parties. There's wine. We can do whatever we want.
Talking about a party, did you guys throw a big party last week?
We did. So I've been
tell
at the
me about
museum.
this first of all, and then we'll scroll back to the history.
1913, we'll get back there. I've been at the museum about 6 months, as I said, and when I came in, the museum was in kind of a precarious position. I mean, it's been around for over 100 years, and sometimes an institution can be there so long, people think, it's going to be fine. It's just going to keep on going. People take it for granted. People stop visiting. Things can get a little stale, and the organization was really in a time of kind of a choice about how it wanted to move forward.
Okay.
So what the staff and board team and I, working with them, did was we decided actually to close the museum for 4 months. And the reason we did that...
That's a gutsy move.
Well, it was. It was a risk. Yes. Yeah. We had to make a big, obvious change.
Scary?
Oh, scary is very good, Suz.
Okay.
Scary is how you move forward, I think. I think you know that.
Okay, so you use that as momentum to make changes for the positive.
We did.
Okay.
We did. So what we did was the whole focus during that 4 months was to turn the space that's there at the museum into more of a museum experience.
Now, museum, let me interrupt you for one, museum of art and history, or focusing on one or the other, or the integration of two and making that work? Okay, okay.
Exactly, you get it. It's the integration of both.
Okay.
It started off, to go back to the history for a bit, as a history museum. It was a collection of artifacts. But art is such a part of our county and our community and our region. You cannot tell the history of this place without
telling the story.
Exactly. And art also talks to people in a way that historical objects may not.
Maybe two different schools?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So we try to incorporate both of those things, put them together in order to tell a richer story.
Nice.
So back to late July of 2016, we were walking around the existing museum at 100 East Main Street. It's been there since the early 70s. And you probably remember, and probably a lot of the viewers remember, back in the late 2000s, there was a big expansion campaign for the museum.
Correct. Capital campaign.
Big capital
Big deal.
campaign to expand the museum, to build the pavilion, a gathering
Right,
space, community gathering space, and to build additional galleries. Well, they started that expansion in 2008, which may resonate with some
I don't
people.
remember that.
Yes, 2000. Well, we were all busy looking
That's
at our
a long
IRAs.
capital campaign.
Well, what
People
happened?
die in the interim. Okay.
What happened was
Okay.
that the campaign, they had raised a lot of money, but they were not able to expand the galleries. They were
Okay.
able to build the pavilion, but not add to the gallery space and the outdoor space and build the sculpture garden that they had thought about. So when they added the pavilion, which was a gathering space, that required more bathrooms. They took one of the gallery spaces that they'd had in the existing museum and turned it into bathrooms. So ironically, after the expansion, they ended up with less museum. And that was the core problem that we resolved in those 4 months.
And to make it, obviously you implemented a strategic plan for long sustainability,
Yes.
for longevity.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so by doing that, you would rely on the community to support.
Yes.
By having strategic meetings with the community. Did you not do some of these at
We
one
did.
time?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We did, and we're continuing to do them actually
Good
throughout
idea.
the
Transparency. What a concept, right?
county. We held 3. Thank you. Yes, that's what we're trying to do. And also, one person alone cannot come up with a sustainable community-wide solution. We all have to be part of that.
True.
What I have found in my short time at the museum is that people are incredibly invested in that institution's success.
Good.
It's really remarkable, Suz. People want that museum to be here for the next 100 years.
Well, you're an old farm family, right?
We're kind of a new farm family. My family moved here in 1954, so we're not
that's
allowed
still,
to
well,
call
that's
ourselves old
mid-century.
farm
Okay,
family.
that's old by today's standards. So, but there's a lot of pioneer families, maybe lack of a better word, pioneer farm
Yes.
families. That I'm thinking, I'm thinking like McGraths and people like that. That really are they people that you reach out to? Like these pioneer farm families to say, hey, assist us. This is part of your family legacy. This is what we'd like you to participate with. I mean, do you have them on the board? Do you ask them as donors? How do you make the reach? How do you make the reach out to these people?
You know, they are already involved. One of the things about the
good.
Museum of Ventura County is we have 3 sites, actually. There's the one in downtown Ventura, which has been around since the early 70s. There's an agriculture museum in Santa Paula.
Which I love too.
It's so fantastic. It's
That's
in
great.
the old
It's great.
mill. It has
perfect.
this, oh God, it resonates so much with those of us who have been around for
Right.
a while. It tells a great story. And then there's an experimental space at the Bell Arts Factory on Ventura Avenue called the Tool Room. A lot of people don't know about it. Yeah.
The tool room?
The Tool Room.
What is it?
It's a space that we use to exhibit the art, the work of emerging artists, more challenging works.
I've never heard of this place.
Well, you gotta go.
I guess so.
First Friday, new exhibit up every month. There in the Tool
Where
Room.
is the tool room?
It's right in Bell Arts Factory on Ventura Avenue.
Okay, so is it in the, like, one of the artist
All right,
spaces?
specifically, if you go through Vita Arts Center and out the back door, it's the first door on the left.
Oh,
It's sort of like
I
between
know
the
where
little
that
house
is.
and
Okay, so that's part of the museum?
yeah. Our
Where-
curators curate an exhibit there every month.
How great. What a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And then you get a lot of play from the people visiting Bell Arts.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Okay, I was not aware of that space. We have to promote that.
It's so fantastic. It is really an opportunity to, like I said, show more challenging work, somewhat provocative work, to really challenge people.
I like
actually.
it. Push the limit. Good.
Definitely.
Because museums, historically, when I was a kid, were always like old painters, the masters, and familiar things that we had in art history when we were kids, but never really pushed any boundaries, never really challenged you, never really made you think or want more. So I think museums probably have that opportunity, but you're integrating like with the museum now downtown. I'm thinking big museum downtown where your office is. And I think, didn't you consolidate offices?
We did.
Okay, got rid of the annex where the administration was?
We did.
Good, save some money.
We
move
saved a
everybody
lot of
in.
money.
Okay, so everybody's now warehoused there.
Very
on site.
cozy.
Good.
Warehoused.
Maybe it's cozy, but maybe it works better. You don't have to walk
Much
across
better.
a parking lot.
Much better.
And you saved a couple bucks.
Breaking
Great
down
idea.
silos.
Good.
Everybody
okay.
working together.
Changing of staff, did you have to change out some staff? I would imagine you'd have to.
You know, the staff is great.
You got a good staff?
They are so passionate.
Well,
This
I
is
mean,
a passion project for them.
I love Charles. I mean, God, he's like the linchpin with you guys.
Oh, he's like a part of the collection.
Well,
He
is.
can never leave.
He knows where everything is, which is
He
really
can never
kinda
be
scary.
de-accessed.
You know what they don't do that I would love to see if you could implement this in the future, because you know my orientation is always seniors. It's all about seniors, not about the kids. God bless the kids. Somebody else does the kids. I don't do kids. I only do 50 and better. So I got an idea for you guys. This was done, probably 16 years ago, but it was the Museum in a Box. And the Museum in a Box to me was when I would have a docent come in from the museum into one of my skilled nursing facilities, and in the box was pieces of the museum, artifacts. I mean, shoe mash baskets, like anything that you had that normally would not leave the museum. But with the docent who had to sign these pieces out with Charles with her life, right? She would bring maybe 10 to 12 pieces in this box, and she would come to visit my class in a skilled nursing facility. And with that, she would sit down and she would whip out shoe mash basket. Shoe mash came to, first settlers in Ventura. This is how they got here. This is what their culture was. This is the basket, how they made this out of reeds. Really fascinating. Stuff like this. And in the box she came like once a month, and people would wait. Now, my people, these in my class, most of them are skilled nursing facility residents, and they are there, they live there, so they don't get out. So by bringing the museum in a box was the way of sharing what the museum had. Invariably, the room swelled to like maybe 60 people because they would tell their kids. Then all of a sudden you had kids, you had the grandkids, and the entire family would come for Museum in the Box Day. So I would love the museum to be able to do something like this, or maybe working with the college, like we said, would probably be bringing the museum to the people.
Love it.
Drags them back in.
Absolutely.
Everybody engages. And then you have subsequent generations that are learning from each other, sharing the experience. And that continues, the continuum, because that is your base, right?
Yes.
And you need a continuing base of so much resources and income from your community to support this beautiful institution that needs attention.
Absolutely.
And you're dragging us back. And what you've done in 6 months is pretty doggone amazing. I mean, you put in new. What have you done new? I mean, because I know I saw some of it already.
Yeah, it's really different when you walk in. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to grab you the moment you walked into better than I can snap.
can't
The
do that
moment that
anymore
you
either.
walked into the museum, we wanted to be able to, for every person to know where they were, why they were there, and what kind of experience they were going to have. So we took, and then, as I was saying, we simply didn't have enough exhibit space, nor did we have any money to build anything new. So what we did is we took blank walls and we turned them into exhibits. So when you walk in the lobby now, there's a Welcome to Ventura County historic billboard. There are historic photos. We have actually a video monitor up there that shows some of our collections that we aren't able to show upstairs because we don't have enough room. Later on, we're going to commission video installations by local artists. So it just establishes the mood the minute you walk in. The museum, for many of your viewers who have been there before, has a lovely little courtyard right in the middle of it. It's a traditional Spanish style building that was a lovely little courtyard. And we turned that into an exhibit. So it is, many people know, across the street from the Mission, the historic San Buenaventura Mission, and it's where the Mission Orchard was. So we did an homage to the Mission orchard there in the courtyard.
I didn't know the orchard was there.
Yeah.
Really?
Mission Park and at the museum site, yes.
Okay,
That's where the orchard was.
Okay, so now I heard at one time Mission Park was going to decrease in size because the museum was going to increase in size into the Mission Park. Are you guys moving into that?
That was the expansion plan. Not to
Okay.
move in, but to build up to the edge of Mission Park and to create more of a connection there. And we would, we still have big dreams.
Well, of
we just need
course.
to plan for them and plan when we can implement
Well,
them.
we are the Museum of Ventura County, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, Albinger
Albinger.
is still alive and well across the street?
Yes, that's a
Okay.
city-run and city-owned facility, and we are planning on doing partnerships with the Mission. We already are partnering with the Mission and the Albinger to get more tourists down there in the summer
Good
months.
idea. Good idea.
Yeah. It's hard, where the museum is, if your viewers know downtown Ventura is thriving. There's a lot of walkability. It's a wonderful little experience. And as you come down Main Street, then you hit Mission Park, and it just doesn't look like there's anything.
Well, you have to
over
look
there.
over the berm.
You gotta look
Yeah.
like this. And we want to create a critical mass to bring people down there.
So more attractive, like, I don't know what.
Just more. Honestly,
Okay.
there just needs to be
Okay.
more there to bring people down there. They
Now-
need to know what kind of experience they're going to have.
Since you have, with Charles, with this extensive collection of historical memorabilia, are you going to have plans to like maybe do some rotational of some of the things? What's in the vault? What's in the basement? I mean,
Yes, I'm so glad you asked. And
I'm
that was
curious.
not, she didn't know this before.
no, I don't
viewers.
know. I just want to get down there. I want to start digging around. My garage is one, but I'd like
Yeah,
to get in
I
your
know,
garage. I want to get in
know.
your garage.
We have so many artifacts, so many pieces of art, so many 2D, documents, photos. It's unbelievable. It really is a treasure chest. So in these community conversations that we had,
Right.
one of the things that we heard is people want to see more of our historical exhibits. So in the summertime, we're going to do phase 2 of our renovations, and we're going to turn one small room in the gallery into a standing historical exhibit. So that's one thing that we're going to be able to do. But the other thing that we did is we built into these renovations 2 very frequently changing exhibit areas. And those 2 areas are, one is the Is It Art room, and that's a room you go into, and there's a series of 3 objects of similar type, 3 different types of cups, for example. And you're asked to vote. Is this art, is it not?
Oh,
So right now
interactive?
there's-
Wow, what a concept.
So right now there's a Beatrice Wood cup.
You have one of those?
Oh, we have lots of Beatrice Wood
Really?
pieces, and there are a few up on display right now there at the museum. We have that. We have an artist edition of a Starbucks cup, and we have a little teacup with 3 little pigs painted on it, kind of a kitschy kind of a thing.
Okay.
And we are asking people, is it art? And they put in color-coded votes so you can see what they've done.
And what do you do with the results?
Oh, we post to them.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
let people know. So one of my favorite stories is I took my 5-year-old in there, and we were looking at these cups, and he was looking at the one with the 3 little pigs, and there's a yes vote and a no vote, different colors, like I said, so you can see visually like what people think is art. And he said, well, I need one that is Y-E-N. And he's only 5, so I was like, well, did he just forget how to spell? And I said, well, yes is spelled Y-E-S. And he said, I know, but it's yes and no, because I think it's both. I was like, that is why we are doing that exhibit.
Wow.
To make people think, what
Critical thinking skills.
is art?
Yeah. What does it mean to you?
Fascinatingly, one of the pieces that we have up there is a reproduction of the Emancipation Proclamation. All but one person say that that's art. Now, it's a facsimile of the Emancipation Proclamation.
But they all.
No, one person said it wasn't.
Really?
It's fascinating. And we're building up, we have a typewriter in there, actually. And by the way, it's hilarious to watch an 8-year-old try to figure out where the screen is on a typewriter.
Oh, wow.
It's the
I never
best.
think about that.
They don't know. Well, we know. I mean,
Yeah.
fortunately or unfortunately.
Yeah, we do.
They've never done it. They've never seen it. They're like,
never
oh,
think
it prints. It's
Oh my
really
gosh,
great.
that's hysterical.
And then we're developing an opportunity for people to say why they vote like that. And then we post it. It's an
Excellent.
interactive thing. It goes on the website. People check it. So that's one thing that will change monthly. And then the other little exhibit, is a case. It's called Just in Case, and it's the object of the month. And it's an opportunity for us to show one of a few things. So one thing we can show there is, for example, we have a page of an illuminated manuscript. Who knew we had this? You know why nobody knows we have it? It can't be exposed to light, but it can for a month. So we can put things in there that we can't put up normally.
Wow.
But we can show them what's in the
That would
vault.
get me in there.
Me too.
See, I'm not really art oriented, although I have art in my home, in my office, and I have really nice original stuff. I've got some very valuable art, but that's not what I like the historical pieces.
Right.
I love the history of Ventura County.
Right.
And I think all of us that live here are fascinated by it because we all own that.
Right.
And that's part of us. That's our fabric. Some of us, you know, your family came here in the 50s. I didn't get here until the 80s. But this is my home.
Right.
And I'm proud of my home. And my kids were raised here. And I think they're, you know, they consider this home. And we own it.
These are our
But
stories.
And their stories are great. I mean, I did some stories. And I think they reside. I think 3 pieces of the Legacy Project for CAPS TV.
Yes.
And I think you have them at the museum.
We do.
Of interviews with old farm pioneer
Absolutely.
families. I think Patrick wants to do some more. We'll probably do more. But those kind of things too, because then there's several generations. I mean, you know, the Bard family. I mean, you know, I'm trying to think of Phil and his family with the Fosters.
Yeah.
I mean, without the Fosters, this town wouldn't be.
No, imagine.
So things like that. What else you got to go? What are you going to do with that? Do you rent out that space? I know CMH was using that large space. So you rent that out. Is that a source of revenue for the museum?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's affordable for nonprofits and for private parties?
Yes.
Okay, so contact you guys for that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's a great space, and you know, it's right next to the museum. It's got, you know, all the bells and whistles. It's got a lot of IT technology. It's really a great meeting space or a party space. We have weddings there, et cetera. And then it's right next to the museum, so you know, you can take advantage of that while you're there.
You know, Ventura, when you said walkable, and I'm looking at the walkable because I'm looking at working with Marlis at the VCB and then working with Father Tom and all the rest of the partners here. Building on that strength is, again, opportunities for partnerships with either partnerships by just combining interests, shared interests, or maybe our viewers appealing how they can get involved. What kind of, do you have opportunities for them for donating either goods or resources? Are you guys taking money? You want a check?
Yes, we'll accept that.
Okay, they'll take a check.
Well, there's all sorts of ways. Look, you know, like I said earlier, this museum is dependent on everybody's participation and support in whatever level. But we are certainly dependent on people's collections. People have treasures. I mean, I'm proud of the museum. We're a big treasure chest. But you have treasures.
Oh, you're getting my stuff.
In your garage. Some of us have things that we have received from our families that have just come down through generations we take for granted. But we are, you know, we need those to keep this history alive. Papers, et cetera. We are the repository of our region's history. We are the one.
How do you catalog all this stuff?
You know, I already said this, the staff team is amazing. They are unbelievably devoted to this cause.
They have to be because it's massive. It's massive.
It is. It is.
I don't know how you do this.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Well, I don't.
I'm grateful you're interim, right?
I am, yeah.
You're not going to stay, are you?
Well, I'm having the time of my life.
Okay,
honestly,
so you might stay?
The most exhilarating project I have ever worked on. It's fantastic.
She's not going to answer me. She's not going to answer me.
I'm just having a great time.
Okay, fine. We'll leave it at that. Okay, so we have an opportunity for people to donate. We have an opportunity for people to give. Your board, we didn't touch on your board. You've got a big board of people that govern.
We've got 18 people on the board.
Is it manageable?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ever looking for new board people?
Yeah, I mean, we are looking for a diverse board. We are looking for board members from all cities in the county.
Oh, that's right, you would be.
Yeah, I think that's one of the challenges we have is because of our physical plant being in downtown Ventura. It makes sense, it's the oldest part.
Yeah, but everybody thinks Ventura.
Yes. And so that is a challenge, and that's one of the things we're trying to do with these community conversations. Our next one is going to be in Thousand Oaks, and really say to every city,
we are on the road.
Absolutely.
I love it.
We are the county museum. We are, one of the things I'm so happy about, we're going to be establishing a satellite gallery in Oxnard. We did a community conversation
Where's
in
that?
Oxnard. We're in conversations with the Mexican consulate to do
You're
that.
really reaching out.
We
This hasn't been done before.
we are. I don't know.
I don't think it has.
But-
their articulation, as far as I know, and I stay pretty engaged with it, yeah, because I'm a member of the museum, but I
I'm
don't
so glad
remember
to hear
that. Yeah.
It's
Oh, it's cheap. You guys should
Well,
yeah,
we're gonna-
just become a member.
we're
It's
gonna
cheap.
up
You,
that.
you get in there cheaper too. You get into the museum cheaper.
We actually just redid all of our membership levels to make them and upped the benefits for each of them because we depend on membership. That's the sustaining
Okay.
donations that we get. Our
Excellent.
members are critical to our success,
Well-
and we're proud of the benefits that we have for our members now. We think it's a pretty good deal.
Good, it's a
Good
good
way to
package.
support
I
the
think this will
museum.
be at the bottom of your screen, also the website at the bottom of the screen, so you can donate, join, at least attend one of their events. I mean, their events are a riot. You're going to see everybody you know. It's like a big family gathering. It's a lot of fun. Well, we're running out of time.
Really?
Anything you want to say before we close?
Well,
Besides the plea for money and join the museum.
I'm not going to do that.
I'll
You
say
did that for
I'll
me.
say that. I'll say that.
Now, it's an honor to be here talking to you.
It's fun to have friends in here. This
really,
is great. I love
it's
hanging out with you.
I know. Well, I
Really.
don't know.
We
Thank
haven't
you.
had a
I love
happy hour
hanging
for a
out with
while. We
you,
need to
too.
catch up to you.
And I could not be more excited about what is going on at the museum.
You were the right choice, kid.
I
You
re-
were really the right choice for this.
well, no,
You're
it's,
well positioned, but you're a hustler and you work really hard. I know you personally. You work hard.
I do work hard. I do work hard, and this museum is worth it and more.
Okay.
And more.
All right.
And I hope everybody comes down to take a look.
Yeah, grateful. Please, please go down there. At least go down there and throw them a couple bucks, will you? Join the museum. You won't regret it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Suz.
And we'll see you all next week. Thanks for joining us today.